Shams Charania is among the most established newsbreakers in the NBA today. His relationship with his mentor, Adrian Wojnarowski, and their network rivalry is the best in the league, better than LeBron vs. Curry or Jokic vs. Embiid. But before his rise, he was just a kid barely able to remain on his team. This is the story of how Shams started a new era in reporting. Shams Charania's journey from a young sports enthusiast to an NBA reporting sensation is an inspiring tale of determination and passion. Born in Chicago to Pakistani parents who had immigrated to the United States back in the 1980s, Shams grew up in Wilmette, Illinois, and attended New Trier High School. Shams initially had dreams of playing for his beloved Chicago Bulls, but as he realized that his 5'9" stature wouldn't lead to a basketball career, his path took an unexpected turn. It was in his 10th grade English class that life took a transformative twist. His English teacher recognized his impressive writing skills and encouraged him to pursue a career in writing. This suggestion became the spark for a journey that would take him to the top of NBA reporting. In high school, Shams decided to become a sports writer, a goal he achieved rapidly and with incredible success. His determination set him apart, propelling him to a level of success that many reporters strive for, but struggle to attain throughout their careers. Shams was determined to write about his true passion, the NBA. At New Trier High School, he joined the school paper, the New Trier News. In his junior year, it was here that he found his calling. He became one of the editors for the paper's sports section, but he wanted to delve deeper into his true passion, NBA journalism. What truly set Shams apart during his high school years was his relentless pursuit of networking and building sources. He cold called agents and team execs from both the NBA and Europe, demonstrating his unusual precociousness in the field. Shams' hunger for info and his proactive approach were instrumental in building a robust network. After graduating from New Trier back in 2012, Shams took the next step in his journey by enrolling at Loyola University in Chicago, majoring in communications. As the first member of his family's generation born in the States, Shams was setting a significant precedent by pursuing higher education. At Loyola, Shams continued to hone his skills while facing challenges in balancing academics with basketball journalism. It was during this period that Shams turned to Twitter to build his brand, particularly after his Real GM scoop started gaining attention. Among his early breakthrough moments came when he broke the news of forward Shavlik Randolph leaving China to sign a 10-day contract with the Boston Celtics on March 1, 2013. This marked the beginning of Shams' reputation as a reliable source for NBA news. As his network grew, agents started leaking in minor scoops that more established NBA reporters might overlook, such as Gennaro Pargo's 10-day contract with Atlanta or Quincy Douby heading to China to play for the Shanghai Sharks. His dedication and unrelenting pursuit of info made Shams Charania a force to be reckoned with in the world of NBA reporting. Balancing his struggles with his basketball journalism endeavors was a constant struggle for Shams. There were nights where he'd receive a speeding ticket while racing home after covering a game in Milwaukee just to get enough sleep for his classes the next day. However, he remained unwavering in his pursuit of his dreams, recognizing that immersing himself in experiences was the only way to achieve his aspirations. There were a lot of teachers at Loyola who didn't really understand what I was doing, why I was taking so much time out of class, so much time out of my life, to dedicate towards what I really wanted to do. My mindset at the time was, if I'm not going to put myself in the heat of experiences, I wouldn't get where I wanted to get to, he said. In 2014, a young 19-year-old Shams Charania was just a college sophomore at Loyola University, Chicago, living a typical student's life. He was casually chilling in his room, absorbed in a movie, when an email popped up, changing the landscape of the league entirely. The email contained a secret so big, it had the power to redefine his career path. The NBA All-Star forward, Luol Deng, was on the verge of making a big move from the Chicago Bulls to the Cleveland Cavs for Andrew Bynum and some other draft picks. The rush of excitement that surged through Shams was like a lightning bolt. He couldn't contain this exhilaration as he quickly shared this monumental news with the world. This revelation was more than just a headline. It was a seismic shift in the world of NBA reporting. Even big shots like ESPN's Brian Windhorst had to give a nod to this young sensation. Windhorst took to Twitter, acknowledging Shams' remarkable feat with a tip of the hat saying, "Hat tip to user Shams Charania. Looks like he got the Deng news out just before I did." This game-changing scoop catapulted Shams Charania from an up-and-coming name in basketball reporting to a superstar in the making. He didn't just gain followers on Twitter, he amassed an astonishing 4,000 new fans in a single night. His prowess was recognized by fellow writers, and it opened doors in the mainstream sports journalism scene. He even landed a freelance gig with ESPN, where he crafted an article delving into MVP contenders during that time, Joakim Noah and Dwight Howard. But the magic didn't stop there. Following this pivotal moment, the Chicago Bulls acknowledged Shams' talents and determination. They granted him credentials to cover their games, which signaled a turning point in his journey towards becoming a force to be reckoned with in the realm of NBA reporting. Shams Charania's journey in the realm of sports journalism is nothing short of a rocket launch to stardom. Picture this: a young, ambitious reporter armed with an unshakable work ethic and an unrelenting devotion to his craft. Let's add a mentorship that can only be described as a passing of the torch from one era of reporting to the next, and you got a recipe for a sensational success story. As Shams wrapped up his first full season delving deep into NBA coverage, the big names in the industry finally started to take notice. The then editor-in-chief of Sports Illustrated, Paul Fichtenbaum, and Yahoo Sports extending an inviting hand to this rising star. Shams had become the Victor Wembanyama of sports journalism prospects, and his name was beginning to echo throughout the industry. On September 13, 2014, his future mentor, Adrian Wojnarowski, dropped a bombshell. Shams was joining the Yahoo Sports team, heralded as the best young basketball reporter on the planet. In return, Shams couldn't help but express his profound admiration for Wojnarowski, labeling him as the blueprint to sports journalism, period. Wojnarowski, with his wisdom and experience, could see a bright future for Shams as the best newsbreaker in the NBA. This marked the inception of Shams Charania's journey with Yahoo's The Vertical in the first month of 2016. Think of it as the Avengers of sports reporting, with Wojnarowski leading the charge, and Shams, along with his colleagues Chris Mannix, Michael Lee, Bobby Marks, and the Draft Express team, forming an all-star lineup. It was here that Shams took his first step into the world of live on-camera broadcast, covering everything from the summer happenings to the end of the season. This was the moment when Shams Charania leaped onto the TV screen, marking a significant milestone in his journey, all thanks to Yahoo's visionary structure and innovative approach. As Shams Charania continued his incredible journey through the world of sports reporting, the game itself was evolving and transforming from a relatively straightforward chase for news into an exhilarating battleground of rivalry. The central figures here were none other than Shams and Adrian Wojnarowski, two NBA reporting titans who had each found their home in different networks. Their transformation injected a thrilling dose of competition in NBA reporting, turning the quest to break news into a high-stakes race. Shams was at the forefront of a new era where social media, tweets, and online platforms played an integral role in how sports-related information was shared. He was a product of the sports media landscape. He thrived in the world of reporting defined by phones and online conversations, where he established a reputation for his continuous stream of tweets and updates. In 2017, ESPN made a significant move by bringing Adrian Wojnarowski on board. Meanwhile, Shams was still a college student, still with Yahoo, contemplating what lay ahead. It was during the atmosphere of the Summer League events in Vegas that people began recognizing Shams, approaching him for selfies and autographs. The arrival of Woj at ESPN prompted Shams to spend the season, which turned out to be his final season in the network. Shams opted for a position at The Athletic. By this point, Shams Charania had evolved into a prominent brand in sports journalism. Beyond his work at The Athletic, he inked a deal to be featured on an NBA-focused show for Stadium, a digital video network. Eager to sharpen his on-camera skills as a TV analyst and an interviewer, he signed with Sinclair Television Group, who's about to introduce Stadium to the scene. The CEO of Stadium, Jason Coyle, had his eye on Shams for a year, noting, "I love the sincerity. Obviously, his innate ability to get scoops, his humility. The guy really wanted to work, wanted to get better. I love the whole package. It really lined up with what we wanted to do." A significant facet of Shams' growing presence was his rivalry with Woj. Their scoops often sparked humorous reactions from their avid followers, leading to the creation of memes and shared posts. This intense competition even led to detailed analysis, igniting conversations among fans about who was reporting more news. Shams teamed up with FanDuel in 2022, marking a moment as an insider joined forces with a sportsbook. He became a regular presence on the popular Run It Back show on FanDuel TV, all while maintaining a vast network of connections and well-placed sources. This enabled Shams to consistently unearth the most significant scoops and stories from the NBA. His approach to the NBA scoop machine was nothing short of relentless. He sent an average of 500 texts and emails every day, with that number soaring up to 550 to 750 during the frenzy of the draft and free agency. He's also spending up to 18 hours a day on his work. Even during vacations, he only scaled back to 12 hours of work, often poolside, where he could remain connected via his phone. His commitment knew no bounds. He'd even relinquished pickup basketball to ensure he never missed a significant scoop. He's not a fan of flights because of the absence of Wi-Fi. He said he vividly remembers every story he successfully reported, as well as the ones that slipped through his grasp.